sent you pictures.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
Hello. Just came back from California, and I picked up some smokeless and stuff. I know you guys like to sit back there, so it should be a little bit good for you. Smokeless instead of the normal one. Yep, I made training. It was fun. Learned a lot. And then while you guys were getting snow, it was like 85+ degrees. It is. Especially Southern California. That's like the 90s.
I know.
Next week I'm doing the Dharma Project week. So, yeah, Ruth is doing today.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to White River Buddhist Temple. Today is March 22nd. I guess we can see that the days are getting longer and a little more sunshine, so that's all very good. So we're glad to have you here. We will start service with the chanting of Chu Se Ye. You'll find that on page 23 of the Purple Service Book. Thank you.
Please go to the international.
Good 고사
We will continue service starting in our purple service book. On page 3 is the three treasures. Those who are able, please rise for the reading of the three treasures and stand for the song or gospel that follows. Thank you. Fortunate is it to be born into human life. Now we are living it. Rare is it to encounter the teachings of the Buddha. Now we hear it. If we do not seek the truth of the Dharma in this life, in what life shall we find it? Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in Buddha. May we all together absorb into ourselves the principle of way to enlightenment and awaken within us our highest aspiration. I take refuge in Dharma. May we all together be submerged in the depth of the Dharma and gain wisdom as deep as the oceans. I take refuge in Sangha. May we all together become units in true accord in a life of harmony, in the spirit of universal brotherhood, free from the bondage of selfishness. Even through ages of myriad kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful teaching. Now we're able to hear and receive it. Let us certainly understand the true meaning of the thought of this teaching. Join me in Goshen. Namo Vedas. Namo Vedas. Namo Vedas. Namo Vedas. Please turn to page 163 of the Purple Book. The song is, our Gatha is called Seya. Thank you. You may be seated. Now we'll have our Dharma message by Minister's Assistant Ruth.
Good morning, everybody. So, again, my name is Ruth Terry, and I am going to give your talk today. I'm just letting you all know it is a recycled talk. Being green here, but there are some new people in here, so and it may be especially appropriate as we've had some new members recently. And my talk is about belonging and how it relates to Jodo Shinshu. So, please put your hands together in Gassho or bow your head in contemplation as we recite the Nembutsu. Namam Dabutsu. Namam Dabutsu. Namam Dabutsu. Namam Dabutsu. Okay, thank you. So, as I said, today I'm going to be talking about the importance of belonging and how it relates to Jodo Shinshu Buddhism. So, I think this is something I think about a lot because I think we underestimate sometimes, maybe especially in our country where individuality is such an important part of our culture. I think the importance of belonging is underestimated. And I'd like to give two examples, two situations I've been in that made me kind of think about the importance of belonging. And one was quite a long time ago when I was just kind of had the feelings like, I really want to become a jazz pianist, right? And I'd heard about this really great jazz musician who had a jazz workshop, Korean Candy, and I knew he was going to be at the KNKX Jazz Radio studio open house. And I can go and I can meet him. And I heard him play and I was blown away. I was like, wow, this guy's really cool. And I was talking to my husband Mark, I was like, I should really go talk to him, right? And he's like, yeah, if you want to be a teacher, go talk to him. I was scared. I was so scared that he would look at me and be like, I can just tell. You're not good enough to belong to my workshop, right? So finally I got the courage to go up to him and I talked to him. And of course he was really nice. And he's like, yeah, come. We've got a show, you can come and you can even play. He didn't even hear me play, but he wanted me to come up and play. And so I thought, wow, that was my fear that I wouldn't belong, right, to this workshop, that I wasn't really good enough. And so another experience was a little more recent. As a home health nurse, the client, the little kid who's a client, his dad had a birthday, and so we all went to dinner at the Mongolian Grill. I think it's the Jasmine in Federal Way, I believe. And so, they fed me, so all of us had our noodles. And I realized when we all sat down, all these folks, I was like, I just see a fork. And I got noodles, so I can't eat with a fork, right? Where's my chopsticks? So when a staff person walked by, I'm like, excuse me, can I have chopsticks? And I'm like, sure. And so then the mom of the kiddo I take care of, she looked at me like, Ruth, you're trying to show us up, aren't you? We're all sitting here eating with forks, and there you are eating with the right implement, right? And it did make me think about how many times I've been to various Asian restaurants, and if I'm with somebody who can't use chopsticks, they kind of have this look of like, I should be using those chopsticks, but I can't. And I always think, well, that's kind of interesting because, just use whatever you need to, right? But they just feel kind of like this level of shame that they can't use chopsticks. And like, should I really be in this Asian restaurant if I can't eat the food properly, right? And so here's this like feeling of not belonging in a workshop, or fear of not belonging and like being a proper Asian food eater, right? And so it's really kind of pervasive, and I think in our everyday well-being. And I would like to relate this to Maslow's hierarchy of needs. I even have a visual here. If all of you remember Maslow's hierarchy of needs, if you learned it in high school or in college perhaps, the idea is that in order for certain needs to be fulfilled, the most basic needs need to be fulfilled first before you can achieve higher levels of fulfillment, right? So the very bottom is the physiological needs. Things like food, shelter, water. The next one is safety. And so that's like physical safety, so environmental safety, like clean air, being being free from physical violence, that sort of thing. The next one up is the social level, which I think relates to the belonging I've been talking about. And that relates to having a family life or having a community that you feel like you're a part of. And so you go up from that to self-esteem, like having recognition, and then up at the very top is self-actualization, where you can fulfill your potential or fully devote yourself to creative endeavors. So right below the area where you start to have like a feeling of importance, self-esteem, doing what you feel like your life is fulfilled to, is that social aspect. And so, again, it's just a concept. It's not perfect, but I think there's some validity to it. And so, how does this relate to Shinshi Buddhism? So among the three sutras that we base our school of Buddhism on, the larger sutra relates the parable of Dharmakara. And so Dharmakara spent many, many, many many, many, many lifetimes, so the story goes, to create enough karmic good, to create a realm where those of us who aren't really skilled enough to achieve enlightenment in our lifetime can go when we die so that we can gain enlightenment in the afterlife. And then, of course, we turn here to help others also follow the Nembutsu path. And so, the thing about Pure Land Buddhism, Jodo Shinshu Buddhism, is that the idea of this path, this way to access enlightenment, is available to all. It's a non-discriminatory path. And in order to be a part of this path, all you have to do is to want to be on the path. That's really it. You have to want to rely upon Amida Buddha as your way to become enlightened. And so, coming through these doors, there's no test, there's no requirements, other than you have to want to be part of our path here. And so, because of that, we should be very inclusive, and it has also become a very important part of, for me, this belonging, this social level, because it's been so much a part of who I've become since I've been part of this temple. And so I'm very thankful for the teachings of the Buddha and of our Sangha and of the Dharma, our three treasures, because that is a big part of who I am now. And so actually, I'm going to have a little aside here. Just a few days ago, I was on YouTube, and I came across a video where somebody was talking about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And the fellow's name was Bill Burnett. He's a professor at Stanford. And he said that Maslow, Abraham Maslow, the psychologist who created this concept of the hierarchy, that later on in his life, in his diary, he wrote that he actually was reconsidering the self-actualization, the top part of the hierarchy. And he was saying, it's got too much ego. And he thought, really, this top part of the hierarchy should not be about fulfilling your ego and becoming the best, Ruth that you can be. It's really about transcending the ego, going beyond the ego, so that you're not focused on your own needs and your own fulfillment, but so that you can break past that and live your life to help others. So I thought, well, that's kind of interesting. It's become a little bit more Buddhistic, maybe.
Yeah.
So again, just to wrap up, I feel that Jodo Shinshu Buddhism is a school of Buddhism that really truly does help people feel like they belong and are a part of a community. So if you can please put your hands together in Gassho, and we will recite the Nembutsu. Namam Dabutsu. Namam Dabutsu. Namam Dabutsu. Namam Dabutsu. Thank you for listening to my talk.
Thank you for your talk. See, we still managed to work in food somehow. Well, it's one of the basic needs that we have. Thank you. So we'll continue with service. And the next thing is a song or gatha. It's in our purple book. It's called Odoku Song 2. It's on page 153. Those of you who are able, please rise for the singing and stay standing for the recital of the Daily Creed. Thank you. Please turn to page 8 of the Purple Book for the Daily Creed of Jodo Shinshu. Page 8. Read along with me. Realizing likeness is sure, and reciting in Nematsu, I shall live my path cheerfully and positively. Understanding the oneness of God and cultivating self-reflection, I shall diligently attend my life's tasks in gratitude. Recognizing the Dharma path, I shall spread the teachings of the Buddha. Appreciating the Buddha Dharma, I shall respect and help others, working for the good of society. Non-redundance. Thank you. You may be seated. So, in this part of our service, we recognize new people, our guests who are here today. I know Joe mentioned he was relatively new. Welcome, Joe. Welcome, Gail. Good to have you here. The talk about belonging is very apropos. You can belong just on your first meeting here. You don't have to sign anything. You don't have to pledge anything. No one is ever going to, well, I should say no one is ever going to come up to you. We might ask you to volunteer for some of our fundraisers and plant sale and things like that, but you're free to say whatever you like. We welcome everyone here. We know people have different capabilities, and that's just perfectly fine. So, on the table outside is the little blue piece of paper that outlines our upcoming events. One event that is coming up is Hanamatsuri, or the flower festival that celebrates the Buddha's birthday. That's on, it's a little way down the road. It's April 12th is the service. But on April 11th, we have a volunteer event here at the temple where we actually decorate a little pavilion that represents the birthplace of the baby Buddha. It will be up here. So every year is different. We get different flowers, and so it's fun to poke them through the chicken wire, make a design, and every level of skill is welcome. It can be your first time, or it can be your 40th time. It's perfectly fine. If you have some time on Saturday, the 11th, please come by and give us a hand with that. The day after is Hanamatsuri. We will have a potluck following Hanamatsuri. Normally it's a tea where BWA provides all the food, but this year we're going to give our members a little bit of a break, and whatever you bring, that'd be lovely. We have a sign-up sheet out in the back hallway, so let us know that you're bringing something. Otherwise, we will figure things out. One last thing for the BWI is we have our spring meeting. We'll be in the multi-purpose room there, so those of you who wish to attend, please join us. We'll probably do that around, say 11:25, 11:30. So, any other groups that have, or persons that have announcements?
I just wanted to remind everyone that next week we're going to have our temple cleanup if you're able to stay. I realize we're also doing engaging with the Dharma discussion. So if you don't attend that, then we can do things outside of the temple, or outside in the hondo, or not hondo, but outside the hondo, in the foyer, in the hallway, and back classrooms. But then once the engaging with the Dharma is over, if you're available to stay, we'll kind of do this part here. We're trying to just do some light cleaning, windows, sweeping, mopping, that kind of stuff. So our nighting should be good for now. Thank you.
I wanted to remind everyone that on Saturday from 10 to 1, there's the, why am I blanking on it? Art and Buddhism workshop that we're going to be hosting. It's really cool seeing the creative works that everyone's been working on. If you're feeling creative, or if you're just wanting to socialize, we will see you on Saturday.
So that brings us to the conclusion. That brings us to the conclusion of service today. As I mentioned, there's the BWA women's meeting in there in about 20 minutes to give people time to socialize. Those of you wish may come up and make an incense offering at the incense burner there. No obligation, it's just a way to show your gratitude for show your gratitude. We all have different things to be grateful for. So our closing words are, my life is not only my life, but also the life of others' sacrifices, kindness, thoughtfulness, and patience. I am grateful. Namo Buddhas, Namo Buddhas, Namo Buddhas, Namo Buddhas. Please take care. It's a sunshiny day. Don't let the sun get into your eyes as you're driving. We want love to have you come back and be here. We want these the next time you come and visit. And this is for some friends who can't make it today. So again, thank you all very much for attending.